Okay, welcome into game number 6 of our arena run. We are at 5-0-0. We've got Norse. We've got to make a decision on the kickoff. Ooh. Do we kick first with the wizard? Letting Norse hit you first never sounds good. I think we receive first. This is our elf union team, which is very, very skinny. We've just got a bit of dodge. We've got our leader thrower to get us to a second reroll. We've only got one rostered reroll. We've got a wrestle. And then we've got a wizard is why our team is so skinny. This Norse team looks the opposite of skinny against our skinny elf team. They've got 14 players. They've got a mighty blow. They've got a block ulf. They've got a guard ulf. They've got wrestle and dodge valks. They've got a tackle lineman. They've got a dirty player lineman. Looks like quite a good anti-elf combo going on because they've got that little bit of mighty blow. They've got that little bit of tackle, a little bit of dirty player. A nice mix of everything to make our lives difficult. And then, of course, the Valkyries, who are just such good pieces for getting after the ball and sacking it. So could be a fun one. They've left their tackle off, which is amazing. I think they'll realise that in a second and kick themselves. They have set up in a line that's very hard for us to hit, so we won't hit it. Do we go straight for a full Daka? Daka against Norse? Daka's a pain in the butt for the Yeti, so I think yes is the answer. I think let's do a Daka. High kick is great. Stick a catcher underneath it. Use the catch skill. Run away. Simple as that really, isn't it? Run away with our 11 players. I think with this build, it's just really like... The weakness of this build, clearly, is that we've got 11 AV8 plus bows. That's not true. 2 have AV9 plus. So the Daka, especially with the possibility of overtime, feels a bit more like necessary. This is an aggressive build. No, it's not. It's just something I want to say for contrarian attention. Went for the blitz with the Yeti to help it move and still roll the one anyway. That's what we love to see. That's kind of exactly what we were hoping for. Leave that Yeti behind. No piggies on the pitch as well. I've been undone by Pick Me Up recently, so I'm very glad not to have any piggies up in my business. Okay, ball to the middle. I reckon we're going to hang our 2 blitzers out in front on the side step squares since they left that tackle off. Just as a neat counter to the frenzy. I need to remember that these are not all movement 7 like the Wood Elves have just been playing. Which is sad, by the way. Do you know what's better than movement 6? Movement 7. True story. the wizard. There's no chance of missing the wizard, is there? Every turn it ends with that massive, there is a wizard notification. Now, the nice thing here is, assuming they want to do a blitz, which they probably do, then they can't use a blitz action on the Yeti, which doesn't matter because they rolled a 4 anyway. All right, Yeti, listening to me, coming up with my theories. Here I am offering a sensible theory about the nice thing with the Yeti, and then the Yeti just ignores me. Sassy Yeti, exactly. Wish the wizard reminder existed in tabletop, could you imagine? That was rowdy, going in with the Ulf. That was into a 1. Never a frenzy trap, always a frenzy opportunity. So I wish I had some frenzy. I love frenzy on Elf Union, but what we're talking about. I love elf. I love frenzy on all teams, definitely on all elf teams. So why am I even pretending otherwise? I think this Ulf is surfable, but it requires putting my ball carrier at risk. So arguably not smart. Okay, yeah, it's a lot less surfable now. It was very surfable there for a second. No, it's no longer a league game. I mean, probably still go easy on the back seating, but it's no longer a league game. Thank you for the nudge. I mean, this is still surfable, actually. You fill that square, fill here, push you there, hope we get a POW, and then it's 2 hits on that one. Not even rolling it out, to be honest. I should have done it with you, though. That wasn't very clever. Definitely should have used the block. Whoops. Might get punished for that. Yeah, get punished for it. This is really dumb. This is really dumb.
On the edge of the field, within grasping range of the
But you can't deny that it's fun. Off you go. 1 Ulf down.
The fans seem very rabid. I hope they leave a few bits of
Only for the drive, but still. They all count. Come on, admit it, you enjoyed that. You enjoyed that greedy serve. Don't pretend you didn't enjoy that greedy serve. I enjoyed that greedy serve. Did not enjoy this instant POW. Okay, that was a bit of a high roll that we probably can't appo, because it's a good chance not to come back at one of our most important players. That's pretty bad. And weird as well. Like, you could have just taken 2 dice in it with that first. Guess you want to put the reroll in, but like, that could have just as easily 1 in 9. Oh well. Thanks for the follow, Scotch Hammer. Torquemada confirms it was a good and correct serve. The best kind. Good and correct. I will accept no other opinions. You may have heard the phrase, other opinions are available, but in this case they are wrong. Blitz here and try to move forward, maybe. I'd love to do it with the wrestle, but the wrestle's too far back. Nice pals. And this one nice is could get a hit on that if we bring it all the way around. Want to take the hit on that? Not sure. Appears that I'm doing it. It appears that I'm doing it. Good. Less good. But it's keeping some of their players back there at the point where we're trying to send our fast players off up the pitch, so I think it's okay. Hey, Otter. Do not love that we only have 1 reroll. It's my fault. In many ways, it's my fault, because it's my fault for the build. It's also my fault for the greedy serve play that took up a reroll. We did serve an elf, though, which was pretty good. Definitely not hating that they have 2 strength 4 players, and 1 is here and 1 is here. Could serve this and not. They're just gonna keep rolling powers with their Yeti, which is gonna suck if it keeps happening. Yep, it's gonna keep happening. 2 hits for that Yeti, 2 full powers, and 2 casualties. The high roll is on. The high roll is on. Not what we needed at all. Like, they've literally like just taken the view of send this after the high value pieces, hope you roll a POW, and they've just done it twice and rolled Kaz twice. It is frustrating. Can't lie about it.
I'm looking forward to these next matches.
We now have to roll some pretty uncomfortable dice to keep pushing forward, and I think we have to. We could try and switch back, but they've got a pretty good switch back position. So I'm pretty much going to start with this 2+, which I hate. Yeah. We're in the bad place. We are in the bad place now. With the reroll's gone. Jeez, this is going badly. Just gonna have to roll. Just gonna have to roll dice without rerolls. Don't really have a choice. It's failed. No, okay. Thought I saw a visual thing, but I was wrong, obviously. Okay. Just trying to slow some things down, I guess.
See your instruction guide for further details.
Don't be stupid, Jim. Nobody ever reads the instructions.
Okay, you actually failed something for once. That's good. I did roll a 1 on turn 1, to be fair. It just wasn't very relevant. Pause made me think they were thinking about a reroll there, which would have been crazy if they didn't. Taking their hits. They've got 3 players here who can all move. They're still going to outnumber us up here. I mean, this is the risk of my build, right? Like, we've got the wizard, which gives us our chance for defense, but we have gone low rerolls and low players, so that is the risk of my build. So, like, I can talk about high rolls, but it is also just like consequence of what I've done with my team. So, I have to accept a little bit of takes 2 to tango on that, I guess. Oh, they're going for the serve 5+. Did not high roll that. Okay. I don't think they needed to do that, by the way. Like, I think they could have just hit the corner and put a lot of pressure on that. So I'm pretty pleased that's what they went for. I think, yeah, they had less aggressive options there that could have worked out pretty well for them. Didn't move this Falk either, which is great. Ball is still decidedly not safe. I have to blitz with change direction, don't I? Dodge blitz. Love that. Okay, now the ball is a bit more safe, isn't it? Are we hitting this or are we just dodging? If we hit this, we just leave more things to get served, so I think we just dodge. Fine. Fine. Yeah, the only reason for doing this build, Talk Commander, and to be clear, chat voted for this build. I offered a more sensible build, but the only reason for doing this build is because the wizard's available, and most tournaments don't give you a wizard. So that was the whole rationale for this build, was take the wizard and see if it can decide games. So really, the plan here is, I mean, the wizard has basically not decided any of the games in the end. The wizard did a number on the goblins, but other than that, it's been pretty rubbish. Partly because I've used it very loosely. But yeah, like that's kind of our situation now, is right. Like, if we can score, then we get to defend in the second half with a wizard, and that's the strength of the build for sure. The strength of the build is not having sensible things like rerolls or players. It's, oh yeah, we can have a wizard. Another Kaz for the Yeti. No, that's nice. Yeti failing to Kaz one. We will take it. We will not take our fireball. We will try to bullets that free. Not a double skull. That's all that matters. Where exactly are we putting this ball? Because I think they'll cage dive again. So do we make it slightly easier for them to get through, but at least the scatter squares are all safe-ish. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. It's looking pretty ropey if that doesn't get out. We could just score, give them 2 turns, but not the worst 2-turning team. They've got the Valkyries. You're the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 when they just can get there. Kind of wishing it was carrying on the side stepper. I go to this corner, put you out of range, but would risk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe this is wrong. I don't know. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can't get there that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they could do the 4, 3 just a basis. But they'd have to go through that square, I think, to actually sack us with that one. So I think you're now technically the biggest threat. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll have missed something. Certainly don't rule it out. I'm just going to foul our thrower. Fair enough. We've used the Apo. You've got a dirty player. Makes sense. It's 50% of our rerolls. Just taking that hit. Just a stun. It's going to be an important wizard, guys. It's going to be an important wizard. A lot's going to be riding on this wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they really can't. They really can't hit us with that one. They could with this one on a 4+, 5+ for a red dice. Oh dear. Yeah, 1 reroll. Didn't get caught either. I mean, that's the right thing to do. That's completely the right thing to do. Don't blame them at all. And I think it is actually even doing it before the blitz because you've got a bench anyway, so if that gets sent off, it's no big. So yeah. 1 reroll, 9 players is our maximum for the second half. And let's be realistic. They're going to get line of scrimmage hits and then they're going to foul on turn 8 as well. It's going to be a desperate scramble in the second half to try to score. Steal and score with the wizard.
You wearing perfume, Jim?
And it is trying to map out their path, but I think it has to be there.
Rotting cadaver by Tommy Helping.
Okay, I guess that's the same. Cool. Well, we got our touchdown at least. The DACA succeeded in part. Succeeded in getting us a score, did not succeed in the other DACA thing, which is keeping players safe.
A shortage of 2 players is not insurmountable, but it's easy to overcome.
They can one turn. Got Frenzy in movement 7. Definitely possible. They do have 1 reroll left. I think for reasons of not putting important pieces up, we definitely backline here. Which is also pretty solid against their 1 turn. They're going to have to do hard dodges with edge 3. So yeah, opponent was on 5-1-0, so they can't afford another loss. So for them, this is definitely a big game. I mean, it's big for both of us, but theirs is has to win or they're out, whereas ours is we can take a loss. Don't want to, but we can. Hi, Thilian. They have set up to try the 1 turn. They've got a quick snap, which could have helped for the 1 turn if you set up for it. It's always such a conundrum that with quick snaps, right? Like there are definitely like some situations where you're like, oh, if I set up for a quick snap here, it can make the 1 turn much easier. But especially with a team like Norse, where you've only got 2 movement 7 players, if you set up for the quick snap, then you're not setting up properly for the not quick snap. So like, yeah, it's a bit of a rough one. Bit of a rough one that like wanting to set up for the quick snap, but also like not being able to. Well, that's one of the harder parts. They succeeded right away. That's 2 5+ you need to get the pushes, although then they've rolled a power with the big guy, which I think kills it. Keeps killing our players. My goodness. If this was a non-res format, that Yeti would have leveled itself already in a half. Just cazzing everything. And ridiculously good, that Yeti. Oh, they can still do this. Maybe. How many more pushes do they need? They need... They're not going for it. Okay. I think that was still possible because of the frenzy. The only question is, could you have filled enough squares up here? Because they needed a couple of pushes. Finally got a KO, which is nice because it could come back. I mean, I'd prefer not to get stunned or caught KO'd, but not to cancel KO, to get stunned, but at least that's something. It does come back, so we've got 8. 8 elves, a wizard, and a dream. That's what we're looking at. And 1 reroll, which feels bad. Feels really bad. Okay, oh, I'm so sad we lost the blitzer as well. Like, they've got 2 of our best positionals. Like, the leader's just the best because it's got the reroll attached, but for that reason, Duke's is very important. And then that was just literally like the first blitz for the Yeti. Not even a 3 dice, just 2 dice, full power. So, yeah, it's definitely hurting us that those are gone. Definitely not improving our chances. This for the frenzy. Don't like it, but I think we do. Oh, it's It's too narrow. Maybe hang that one still and do that. And then at least we've got those two covered and that one's got the side step. Need elf insurance. We do. We do. Always good for the good elf puns. I've had National Elf Service as a team before. I've had Mind Your Elf. Haven't had elf insurance though. Elf insurance is what you get in the ZFL. With Protect 5, I think it's called. Which I still haven't fully understood. It's not even 3 cas, is it? It was 4 cas that half because we used the Apo. These are definitely pro elf things. So one of the reasons Torquemada why like I've always been reluctant to take Elf Union to tournaments is because like with the best even with the best laid plans, they are so prone to this. Like 4 cas and a half. And it can happen to Wood Elves too, but that's why I'm always very like big on the tree for Wood Elves, is because just getting banged out is such a sad way to play Blood Bowl. And with AV8 plus, like it just can happen more, right? Like it's just more likely. So the plan here is definitely to 3 dice this. So I think we do what? Just move everyone away from the Yeti. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Yeah, which helps, but it's still... The thing I always think with that, though, is like you've always... No matter how deep your bench is, you've certainly got 11 on the pitch for a drive. So, like, if a drive starts badly, you can have very, like, uninteresting drives. And like I guess the other thing with Wood Elves that offsets that a bit is that even if you've only got very few players, at least you've got a War Dancer who can do some shenanigans. I should make myself give them a go though in NAF, because I do really enjoy Elf Union, like as a team. I find them fun, but I've always been reluctant to take them in tabletop tournaments because of that. Because I just keep thinking to myself, I'm going to have one of those games where like nothing, where I just don't get to play. Because that was what I've really liked about the High Elves, was realising you actually can mix it with them a bit because the armour tends to hold up better. I've really enjoyed the tournaments I've done with High Elves. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, we just lose this game, right? Like, we just lose this game because we haven't got players. And this is a team without a bench. But yeah, we're on 7 on turn 9. And we dackered as well. Like, we did genuinely dacker ourselves, and we've still wound up just completely banged out. Nerves of Steel is amazing, scoring low numbers. I do love Nerves of Steel. They're the most fun elves. I've always said that. Like, Wood Elves are... I've always said Wood Elves are the best elves. I don't know if that's true anymore, because Dark Elves do better in NAF, don't they? Wood Elves are my elves. They're always the ones I like the best, but I don't know if they're actually the best. Yeah, my thing has always been like Wood Elves, the best elves. Dark Elves, Frenzy Elves. High Elves, I always used to say were the boring elves. The thing is, I don't think they're boring anymore, but I always used to say that. And then Pro Elves are the fun elves. They are fun. They just are fun. Oh, we're rushing with the Yeti. And we're powering and we're casing, no doubt. Literally, like, just high roll everything. Like, absolutely unreal casualty dice. I think there's very genuinely possibly nothing we can do to not lose this game now, even with the wizard. We're on 6 elves on turn 9. I think this would feel less bad if this isn't basically exactly what happened in my rebel game. Like, this is 2 games in a row of just like, oh, you looked at my player, they're dead. Oh, you saw my player, oh, they're dead.
Snotling baked in a pie, young gentleman. Where's the nearest pie shop?
It was such a rowdy blitz as well. That was like literally rushes. Oh, I guess it's only rush on the push. Imagine if they ever didn't just pound Kaz. That Yeti is on 8 SPP on turn 9. This is not a development format, right? So like this is not a format where like this is built up before. In one game, that Yeti, in one half, sorry, and then 1 half and a turn, the Yeti against a Dakar as well has managed to cause 4 casualties. It's wild. Absolutely wild how good that Yeti's been. That is like the best Yeti that's ever existed. Like half of them against players with dodge as well. One of them against blodge. Hasn't mattered. It just hits powers and then Kaz's.
That player's a little shrewd. Oh no, my mistake. He's in the crowd.
My experiences of taking a Yeti have not been that successful. I've had such bad luck when I've taken Yetis. I've always found them to be terrible. But then I play against them and they murder everything. Oh, that's the wrong direction. I should push. I should put it from the top here because I don't get power staying up. It's a mistake. Got the power.
A prone. That was a dip. Nicely done.
I mean, my game in the Golden Horn, there was a Yeti that just straight up killed an ogre first hit, so that was pretty good. But at least that then left the pitch afterwards. This one has just been... Yeah, true. Big guys always behave better than the other guys. And this morning, the big guys are against me this morning because that ogre in the last game didn't roll bonehead for 16 turns.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
He won't leave him alone anytime soon.
Didn't get the POW. First time. Literally the first time that's failed to roll a POW. Takes the boat down.
They're going to spend time
And gets the Kaz anyway. Incredible. Genuinely incredible. Like, why bother? Why bother making decisions? Like, why bother making decisions when you can just roll a Kaz every turn? 10 SVP. It's played for 11 turns in its entire career. It's bonkers. Like it's just a high roll, but I mean it happens, right? It happens. And my original thought for the drive is maybe you play it aggressive, try to get the wizard in early, steal the ball and score. I think the plan now is see if we, because they look like they're just going to try and stall out for overtime and kill everything, because they're not moving fast enough to score twice as half. So I think the plan now is see if we can have any elves left on turn 15 or 16 to blow the wizard and hope it wins the game, basically. I think if it goes to overtime, we might as well concede because there's not going to be a game. We're capped on 5 elves. 4 elves, because I can already tell you what's going to happen when this powers. No, oh my god. Actually possible to not do a kill. New scenes from the Yeti there. Okay, well that is an exciting development. I will take it. Lol. I mean, it's not an interesting game of Blood Bowl. Sorry to say, I'm just playing it fast. But yes, their entire plan is kill something with a Yeti every turn. But I mean, if it's this effective, why wouldn't you do it, right? Like if you're guaranteed a POW and a removal every turn, you take it. I guess it didn't get a removal the last turn, but I mean, it's been like 80% of turns a removal. We are limiting them to 1 a turn, right? Like haven't even been standing up those linemen, so we are limiting them as much as we can. Doesn't get a POW, can't even take the both down. Absolute seams. Comes in for the foul, gets a stun. Is this a wizard turn? Like if we hit 4 out of 4, the standing catcher can run off and do something. If we hit back left and Valk, might be good enough. If we don't get the ball down, it's probably no good. We could frog, but it's just a lot of players around it and we don't have a lot of players to act. Like, I think the only way we're going to get value out of this wizard is if it's a high roll and we manage to run off with the ball. I think anything else is pretty much game over. I just don't know if we're going to have a better turn. Because we're going to keep losing players. If we go at the front, I think it does less. If we go there, don't know if it does any more. There's only 1 player there. I think it's time. I think we just got to hope for the high roll. Oh, that is a high roll. Okay, 4 out of 4. That's what I said I needed. That's what I said I needed. God, it'd be good if you can get out as well. Bad. Oh boy. Just trying to clear the way so I didn't have to do the 3+ pickup, but that now feels much worse. The POW. Snake the dodge. Okay, yeah, that's GG. Unless they fail a lot of pickups, that's GG. Hmm. We had to go for everything there. Like we had to. Like anything less than the perfect situation was gonna not be good enough. Like we needed to get that ball, and then we needed to do a 3+2+3 that. So we had a lot to do. This had tackle as well, which meant even that dodge was going to be like a 2+. Like, yeah, we were in a desperate spot. The only hope now is failing some pickups. Nope. Oh, there was a moment there where it looked like there was a chance. There was a moment. The wizard has basically been crap. Like, it hasn't decided any of these games. Like, I keep saying the goblin game was the one game where it was genuinely good. But I think that game we could have won anyway. So, like, yeah, the wizard has basically been a complete waste of the inducement. I think we'd be better off with a bench. That's my learning point from this: is the wizard actually isn't worth it. I think we could have done better with other things. Loving how we also have not broken their armor all game while they are killing us for free every block. Mm.
Will it make a difference? Can't argue with that, can you?
No quad skull to save us.
Get up.
We've got 5 elves. Get a timeout, I guess. Get a timeout. Don't think we can one turn with 5 elves. Maybe on a quick snap. Quick snap probably could. Uphill. Like, I'd go for the 1 dice here, but we haven't got cancel. Like, the cancel is so hard doing that at that point I think we might as well just go for the uphill. Yeah, fair enough. If we don't get a timeout and score on 10-15, I'm going to concede this. Like, it's been a bit of a dicing, and there's not really a way back into it. So, thanks for the follow, James. Do you name players after chatters? I do. There is a reward in the bottom left of your chat box. There's a box to redeem getting on the team, but there is a bit of a queue. So, yeah.
That looks painful.
I can't pretend it's a totally original idea. I've seen other other Blood Bowl streamers did it before I did, I think. Oh. Maybe I should have just literally held the wizard until the last turn, just purely on the hope of 1 in 9 fail on the pickup. Maybe that was my best chance. Like, force them to do a 1 in 9 on the final turn. Because, I mean, there hasn't been much else of a chance. We're actually close to a legal concede here. That's how... oh, I can concede, yeah.
Nothing's certain in this game.
Do I just legal concede? It doesn't matter anyway. There's no penalty in arena anyway. I just... Like, 3 players. It's done. It's done, guys. Like, it's just going to take more time to get to the same ending. We got a high rolled. Opponent had one plan, which was roll big numbers. That plan worked out. Sometimes that plan does work out. So, yeah, let's save ourselves the bother of clicking a few more times to get to the outcome of that one. Sorry, that wasn't a very interesting game, guys. It's going to happen sometimes in Blood Bowl. It happened... I had a very uninteresting drive with our goblins in a game recently, but actually even that game ended up being much more interesting despite one uninteresting drive. I think to have games that are that uninteresting is less common. But if you're going to play 11-player Elf Union, you are definitely giving yourself the risk of that. So, yeah. Sorry, not the most interesting game, but if you're enjoying the content on YouTube, do hit that like and subscribe.